Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
Woo, baby!
Well, we're sort of back.
Yeah. We're not really truly back. Jeff has done his major moving thing for now.
Until November.
Yeah. When November comes around, shit's gonna get sideways again. But for a while, he's stabilized. I'm still moving stuff in. Natalie and I are still working away at that stuff, and so the next couple of weeks, as that's happening, are probably not going to be as normal as you guys are used to, but we're still going to get some content out for you, and I'm sure it would be just as good. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yes, sir.
Please hit me up with the noise of finding out that one of your pieces of purchased furniture doesn't actually fit together the way it should.
Shit! Starting up here in the top position, we have Roby, and down bottom left, we have Spades. This is going to be a PVZ.
It's Robbie.
Did I say Robbie?
You said Roby.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is fair because it's a street in Halifax.
Is it actually
It's not spelled that way.
same?
It's one less B.
One less B, yeah, okay. All right.
It's close.
Okay.
It's close. I'm gonna blame that on a little psychological on that one. A little psychological on that one.
You can blame it on being black. You can go ahead.
I wasn't going to.
It's fine.
We're allowed. Okay.
That's okay.
Hey Jeff.
Yes, sir.
It's because you're black.
Thanks.
All
I
right.
know. So yeah, guys, we're happy to be back. It's been a while. We've been under the swing of things. We're also going to be starting up Borderlands 2 on the
Yes.
Minecraft channel. That is really no longer just a Minecraft channel. It is now just a Lag TV 2 channel.
A Lag TV anything except StarCraft channel.
Yeah. So make sure you go subscribe to that, and of course you can find the link to that in the description below. If you really liked our Saints Row playthrough, I think you're gonna like.
You're gonna like anything we do. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, let's.
You're gonna like everything we do because we do everything the same way. We sit in a room and we yell at each other and say stupid shit.
Yeah, and
and
I
you
suck
listen.
at games.
Yes.
So. That'll
Hey,
be
you
fun.
did eventually beat Ornstein and Smo.
Hey, I'm
It
killing.
took you 72 hours, but you eventually got through them.
72 hours is a little bit of overstatement.
Well,
One of those-
I mean in terms of days.
One of those nights that I played, it was only for 3 hours, and
Oh,
then
okay.
the majority of it was spent grinding.
To be
So,
fair, that boss.
I literally probably only spent about 3 hours of actually trying to.
A lot
traveling
of
there and
those,
trying to beat 'em.
I was watching it, and a lot of them, it was kind of hilarious. It was you walking in the door and dying within the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was bad. But I'm stubborn, right? I wanted to do it solo. I didn't want any help.
No.
Nothing like that. But anyway, enough about Dark Souls.
StarCraft is happening.
Yeah, we're in Dark Souls. Sorry, guys. It's just been a lot. We have so much to talk about. So much shit has been going
I know,
on.
it's crazy.
But let's talk about the fact that Spades here is doing a Forge Fast expand. Forge is finished, cannon's going up, Lings are coming, and now they're backing off. So he's going to be totally fine.
It's a marginally acceptable wall.
Yep, he's got the probe there holding position just in case those Lings try to pop their way in. And of course, Spades was over here giving Robbie a hard time getting up that natural expand. It finally goes down, and it's about, 40% finished. And 2 assimilers are going up, so we know automatically Spades isn't going to be doing a 7-gate all-in, because if someone's doing a 7-gate all-in, they only get 1 gas, unless he plans on only harvesting from one of those to start. Then we actually might see a 7. No, there we go.
Nope, he pulled them off.
Alright, so pretty typical stuff. He's going to go ahead and grab this Zealot, and that's really about it right now, Adam.
Yeah, well, we do see Robbie actually throwing up a quick third.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to, he's going to get a bit aggressive with his economy here, which is fine because he's gone down and he's actually seen what's happening in the base of Spades. But like you said, that would have been a bit risky. I feel like he should have maybe scouted the main before he decided to grab that third. Because like you said, if he had done the 7 all in, then taking the third would have been possibly close to overextending himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, Zergs, whenever I do a 7-gate all-in, I do go up against Zergs that have gotten thirds, but it's a little bit tougher. If they know it's coming, sometimes they won't get a third at all.
Yeah.
And they'll just get a bunch of units and spine crawlers up here and then defend. But it's still not out of the norm for them to hold, as long as when they get the third, they're not droning super hard.
Yeah, that's the key.
If they get that third and they start producing a lot of drones, and then next thing you know it, you're outside their base.
You're
and
in
doing
trouble.
Huge warp cycles. It can be really tough for a Zerg to lose, and that's usually how they lose. But I've definitely lost to a 7-gate against a Zerg that does have 3 bases, but it really all depends on the level of the Zerg as well.
It's that timing and the really it comes down to scouting, because like you said, if you know it's coming, then you don't drone hard.
Yep.
And if you see it's not, then you can go nuts, and then you eventually just end up possibly losing the late game, because we all know how much You love Brood Lords.
I hate Brood Lords.
They're a bad time.
They make me angry.
But right now, it looks like we just have the Robo finishing up. +1 is on the way. Warp Gate is just over halfway done. We're seeing the Evo Chamber and Roach Warren coming out for Robbie. Both men settling down, assuming men. Oh, you know what? For this cast, let's just assume they're both women.
All right.
Let's just assume that we've got two really good-looking hot chicks.
Sour about Robbie. Sour about that name. Their parents really messed up.
Robbie, you know, they really wanted a guy, and at the end of the day, they'd already set their hearts on Robbie, and so they just let it slide. You know, it's kind of like naming your kid Apple. No matter what, they're gonna have a bad life.
Is there actual people called Apple?
Yeah, I can't remember which celebrity actually named their child Apple.
Well, celebrities are just retarded sometimes.
Well,
seriously.
Michael Jackson, Blanket.
Yeah, he fucked up. I love Michael, but he messed up hard.
That's not even a name. No. Come on. You can't even look at that artistically. Apple, I can almost.
Imagine just sitting on the couch and
Hey, Blanket, what up?
Hey, can you pass me a blanket? And she just comes over and just lays on you. It's like, what? Really?
I feel like that would turn into a euphemism in high school.
What's up, blanket? Come give me a blanket.
No, can
I get some blanket?
Hey, blanket, can you keep me warm tonight?
Oh,
you know all those bad high school puns.
Boss.
Oh, yeah. It looks like we have a couple of the Immortals out on the field. Great to have in the composition. And remember that time you weren't sure if you might do a 7? It's looking like it.
Well, this is he's got.
But he's also building Robo, which is a bit.
That throws me for one.
You're no longer doing anything.
Well, I think at this point in the game, he's just going to 2-base all in the Zerg.
Oh, Macro Hatch. Oh, hey.
I actually have a pretty bad problem with this. I don't know what league this is, but I do like the fact that he's using a War Prism. This sometimes throws a Zerg for a loop, and it's usually as a retard magnet, and they run around. But then you bring the War Prism over to the main. They run all their Lings and Roaches over here, thinking you're going to warp in, and then you hit their third, get rid of that, snipe it off, and then run. But it seems like he's just going to use this as a way of just warping in. And there's that, very, very clutch.
Nice.
Mike throwing his macro there real quick. This is going to be interesting. This is a really, really delayed 7-gate all-in.
Well, it's not really a 7-gate all-in because of those Immortals,
yeah.
But at the same time, he canceled
some of his all-in.
If you're going to cancel your units, you're going to have a bad time. Now, this could very likely shut down this third. Luckily, he does have that Macro Hatch up there, I think partly just for the macro, partly for the wall that it helps create.
This is gonna win. Unfortunately for the Zerg, I don't know what he's been doing. He's been going for
scouting.
He's been going for this Baneling bust, and all he's got is 36 Lings and 12 Banelings against 7 gates, a bunch of Sentries and Immortals, some really nice force fields going down. Very, very well done there. And, he's still, he's doing good. He's got enough Sentry energy here to be able to hold this off, and he's going to be able to do endless amounts of warp-ins now with the 7 gates that he has. Those 2 Immortals are dealing so much damage, and even...
You know what? Good job. I want to say, even though he's getting owned right now, good job singling out the Sentries with those Banelings. He didn't waste them all to Stalkers. That's the only positive coming out of this whole thing for Robbie is that that happened.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's just I've never seen a Zerg. And I assume this has got to be at, Diamond.
I was gonna say Diamond.
Master,
I was gonna say Diamond. Yeah.
I haven't seen a Zerg that at 11 minutes not have Roaches and not have a lot, or at least a large amount of units. Because if he had a huge amount of Lings and Roaches, he wouldn't have been able to hold this.
Yeah.
This is so late. Even if he had the tower here, he knew this was coming up. He could have had some Lings. He could have stopped the warp from even happening.
He was just going pure macro, and
look at the amount of minerals.
Which, like you said, is crazy because he had both towers. So normally, unless he caught him in between, I wasn't paying attention, but unless he caught him in between larva cycles, that's no reason to not have Roaches. He had a Roach Warren. So unless he was in between larva cycles, that should have been a lot more Roaches there to help out. But unfortunately, he didn't, and today, the hot chick Spades took the victory.
Hey, Adam.
Yes, Jeff?
Can you give me a blanket? That's all I had.
I don't have a blanket, but I've got quilts in spades.